Hello, I'm Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and welcome back to my official channel.
Hey guys, I'm Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and welcome back to my official channel. So grab a massive cup of coffee or maybe something stronger because I am literally typing this at 3 a.m. I am exhausted, but my brain just will not shut off after watching the latest preview for The Bold and the Beautiful. I mean, I am just sitting here staring at my screen. My fingers are cramping, but I have to get this all out because the week of March 30 is going to go down in history as one of the most insane weeks we have ever seen on this show. And I am not exaggerating, not even a little bit. So let's just dive right into the absolute madness that is happening over at the Cliff House, because I can't even process it. Friday's episode ended on such a crazy note. Sheila Carter walking up to the door, holding a bouquet of flowers. Just let that sink in for a second. Sheila Carter, the woman who has shot multiple people, the woman who faked her own death by cutting off her own toe. She is holding a bouquet of flowers like she is some kind of sweet neighbor dropping by to say hello. And she actually thinks she is doing a good deed because she talked to Lee Finnegan over at Il Giardino. And Lee just casually mentioned that Steffi and Finn took the kids camping. So Sheila realizes Taylor is all alone. And Sheila thinks Taylor is lonely. Because in Sheila's deeply twisted mind, she actually thinks Taylor is her friend, which is just so crazy. But she remembers that time on the roof when Taylor tried to save her and Sheila pulled Taylor up. So Sheila wants to show her appreciation. But here is where it all goes completely off the rails. She knocks on the door and nobody answers because obviously Taylor is a little busy right now. And Sheila being Sheila, she doesn't just leave the flowers on the porch. No, she walks around to the back of the house and she tries the sliding glass door. And of course it is unlocked because nobody in Los Angeles ever locks their doors, especially not at the Cliff House, which is literally the site of so many crimes. I mean, Steffi and Finn really need to invest in a better security system. I have been saying this for years, but whatever. Sheila just lets herself in and she is standing there in the living room, probably looking at the family photos, and she almost leaves. She really almost turns around and walks out thinking Taylor just isn't home. But then she hears a noise coming from upstairs, a strange moaning sound. And this is the part that is just so wild to me. Sheila doesn't think her husband is up there cheating on her. Not at all. Deacon told her he was hanging out with Hope. So Sheila actually thinks Taylor is in danger. She hears the moaning and her first instinct is that someone has broken in and is hurting the renowned psychiatrist. So what does Sheila do? Does she pull out her phone and call 911? Does she run outside and scream for help? Of course not. She walks into the kitchen and she grabs a massive butcher knife, a literal butcher knife, and she grips it in her hand and she starts walking up those stairs, step by step. Just a tired journalist here telling you that the suspense in this scene is going to be off the charts. The camera angles, the music, the sheer terror of knowing what is on the other side of that bedroom door. Because we all know what is happening up there. Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp making love for the very first time, just completely wrapped up in each other, totally oblivious to the world. They think they are so safe. They think because Steffi and Finn are out in the woods making s'mores with Kelly and Hayes, that they have the whole night to themselves. Taylor is breaking every single rule. Steffi literally looked her in the eye and told her to stay away from Deacon. Steffi threatened to ban her from the family, to cut her off from her grandchildren. But Taylor just could not help herself. The passion was just too much. And Deacon, oh my gosh, Deacon, he is just so stupid. He lied to his psycho wife. He used his own daughter as an alibi, just so he could sneak over and get freaky with his former therapist. And then it happens. Sheila gets to the top of the stairs. She tries the bedroom door, but it's locked. finally a locked door in this house. But it doesn't matter because Sheila is running on pure adrenaline. She thinks she is coming to the rescue, so she lifts her leg and she kicks the door in, just bashes it right open. And the visual, I can't even imagine the visual. Sheila standing in the doorway, holding a butcher knife, expecting to see a burglar, and instead she sees her husband, the love of her life, the only person she has left in this entire world, tangled up in the sheets with Taylor Hayes. The shock, the absolute betrayal. You can just imagine the look on Sheila's face, the way her brain is going to short circuit, all that goodwill, all those flowers, just instantly turning to pure rage. And Taylor, oh, poor dumb Taylor. She looks up and sees Sheila Carter holding a weapon, the woman who literally shot her daughter in an alley, standing over her bed. The preview shows Taylor begging for her life. And I don't blame her. Don't do this, Taylor says to her, looking up at the knife. Don't kill me, please. And I am just sitting here typing furiously, wondering if Sheila is actually going to do it. Will she plunge that knife into Taylor? Or will she go after Deacon? I mean, hell hath no fury like a Sheila Carter scorn. This is the woman who shot her own son. What is she going to do to a cheating husband? But we have to talk about the ripple effects of this, because it's not just happening in a vacuum. Let's switch gears and talk about Hope Logan Spencer, because Hope is in so much trouble right now and she doesn't even fully realize how bad it is. Hope is sitting at home, probably watching Liam eat a bowl of cereal, just living her best life, happily married, thinking everything is fine. But she starts getting worried because it is the day after Deacon's big secret date with Taylor and Hope hasn't heard from him. Hope tries to contact Deacon. She calls him, she texts him, nothing, no response. And panic starts to set in because Hope knows what she did. She agreed to cover for him. She agreed to be his alibi. She looked Sheila in the face and lied, or at least she agreed to the lie, because Hope hates Sheila. Hope has always hated Sheila, and Hope wants her dad away from that monster. So in Hope's mind, she was doing a good thing. She was helping her dad find true love with a normal woman, even if that woman is Taylor Hayes, which is a whole other level of weird considering the Logan and Forrester history, but whatever. So Hope is freaking out and she calls Deke sharp. She asks Deke to come over to the cabin and Deke shows up. And Deke is already a total mess because Deke has his own problems. He is still missing his ex-boyfriend, Remy Price, which is just insane to me. Remy was literally outed as a stalker. Remy made deep fake photos of Electra Forrester. Remy is toxic, but Deke is lonely. Deke has been single for months. So Deke is sitting there asking Hope for relationship advice, asking if he should forgive Remy. And Hope is probably just looking at him like he has two heads because she cannot even process Deke's love life right now. Hope just unloads on him. She expresses all her worries. She tells Deke that Deacon is missing, that he isn't answering his phone. And Deke puts the pieces together because Deke is smart. So you think Sheila found out about Dad and Taylor and they're in danger? He asks his sister. And just hearing those words spoken out loud has to be terrifying because they both know exactly what Sheila is capable of. If Sheila knows Hope was part of the cover-up, if Sheila knows Hope lied to her, Sheila might just come for Hope next. I mean, Sheila is already wielding a butcher knife at the Cliff House. Who is to say she won't drive over to the cabin next? It is just raw, unfiltered chaos, and I am living for it. But also, I am so stressed out for them. And while all this life or death drama is happening, while people are literally begging for their lives at the end of a blade, we have the absolute ridiculousness happening over at Forrester Creations because the soap opera world never stops spinning. So let's talk about Brooke Logan Forrester. Brooke is just in her office doing what Brooke does best, meddling in her children's love lives. Brooke is having a chat with RJ Forrester, and RJ is opening up to his mother. He is telling her all about the new woman he is interested in. He is talking about Electra Forrester. And of course, Brooke is just eating this up. Brooke loves love. And honestly, Brooke probably loves the idea of RJ being with Electra because it kind of sticks it to Will Spencer. And we all know Brooke is currently in a massive corporate war with Katie Logan Spencer and Bill Spencer. Brooke and Ridge literally just sabotaged Katie's fashion launch. They crashed the press conference. They are playing so dirty. So anything that messes with Bill's son Will is probably a win in Brooke's book. So Brooke listens to RJ and she gets this big smile on her face and she encourages him. She tells him to follow his heart. Electra is the woman that you deserve, she tells RJ in the preview. And I just have to laugh because Brooke has no idea what is actually going on. Brooke doesn't know that this entire romance is built on a massive pile of lies. Brooke doesn't know that Ivy Forrester is pulling all the strings behind the scenes, which brings me to Ivy. Oh my gosh, Ivy. She is just being so wicked right now. I am typing this and shaking my head. Ivy is in the design room and she is cornering her niece. Electra is standing there, probably looking all confused and heartbroken over Will. And Ivy is just pouring poison in her ear. Ivy is continuing to promote RJ as the ultimate prize. She is telling Electra that RJ is the man she is destined to be with. It's time to move on with your life with someone wonderful like RJ, Ivy tells her. And Ivy says it with such fake sincerity. Like she is just a concerned aunt looking out for her niece. But we all know the truth. We all saw Ivy snatch that letter. Electra poured her heart out in a letter to Will, asking him to meet her in the showroom. And Ivy just stole it, shoved it right in her purse. And then Ivy took Will's broken necklace and planted it on Electra's desk to make it look like Will was rejecting her. It is just so devious. It is so manipulative. And the worst part is it is working. It is working perfectly because Electra doesn't know any better. Electra thinks Will abandoned her. Electra thinks Will is moving on with Melissa Dillon, which he kind of is. Will and Dylan are getting super close. Dylan even told Will she loves him, and Dylan knows the truth. Dylan overheard Ivy and Daphne talking about the stolen letter, but Dylan is keeping her mouth shut because Dylan wants Will for herself, and Dylan doesn't want to lose her shiny new job at Forrester Creations. So she is just sitting on this massive ticking time bomb of a secret. So Electra listens to Ivy. She takes her aunt's advice. She decides to let go of the past, to let go of Will, and she turns to RJ. The next scene in the preview shows it all. RJ and Electra leaning in and kissing. A real, genuine kiss. RJ thinks he is winning the girl of his dreams. Electra thinks she is finding a safe harbor after a terrible storm. And Ivy is probably just standing off to the side smirking. But it is all doomed. Every single bit of it is doomed because secrets do not stay buried in Los Angeles. Eventually, Daphne is going to crack. Daphne and Carter are trying for a baby. They just had this super passionate night together, and Daphne thinks she might be pregnant. But the show played this really ominous music, so you just know something terrible is going to happen, maybe a negative test, maybe a tragic miscarriage. And when Daphne breaks down, when the guilt becomes too much, she is going to tell Carter the truth about Ivy, or Dylan is going to slip up. And when Will finds out that his entire breakup was orchestrated by Ivy Forrester, oh man, the explosion is going to be epic. Will is going to drop Dylan so fast her head will spin. And Electra is going to realize her own aunt destroyed her life. RJ is going to be left with a broken heart. It is just a massive train wreck waiting to happen. But honestly, I can't even focus on the Forrester Creations teen drama right now. I keep thinking about that butcher knife. I keep thinking about Sheila Carter kicking in that bedroom door, the sheer violence of it, the clunky way she probably stomped up those stairs. Sheila has been trying so hard to be good. She has been serving pizzas at Il Giardino. She has been trying to prove to Finn and to everyone that she is a changed woman. And Deacon was her anchor. Deacon was the one guy who accepted her with all her flaws. Even when she only had 9 toes, Deacon loved her, or at least he said he did. And now Deacon has thrown it all away. For Taylor, for the woman who has everything, Taylor has the career, Taylor has the respect, Taylor has the beautiful cliff house, and now Taylor is taking Sheila's husband. It is the ultimate trigger for someone like Sheila to feel less than, to feel discarded, to feel like she is being replaced by the perfect Forrester adjacent psychiatrist. I just want to know how Deacon is going to react. Is he going to jump in front of the knife? Is he going to try and protect Taylor? Or is he going to cower in the corner? Because Deacon is kind of a coward sometimes, let's be real. And what happens when Steffi and Finn come home? Imagine coming back from a nice, relaxing family camping trip. You unpack the car, you walk into your beautiful cliff house, and the bedroom door is smashed to pieces and there is blood everywhere. I am not saying someone is going to die, but someone is definitely getting hurt. You don't introduce a butcher knife into a scene unless someone is getting sliced. It's like Chekhov's gun, but with kitchen cutlery. And Steffi is going to lose her mind. She warned Taylor. She literally told her this would happen. Steffi knew that poking the bear would get them all killed. Steffi was terrified that Sheila would target her family if she found out about the affair. And Taylor just arrogantly thought she could handle it. Taylor thought she was smarter than Sheila. Taylor thought she could just sneak around in her daughter's house and nothing bad would happen. The sheer selfishness of Taylor Hayes right now is staggering. She put her own grandchildren in danger. Indirectly, sure. But still, if Sheila is back to her murderous ways, nobody is safe. Not Steffi, not Finn, not Kelly, not Hayes, and poor Hope. I keep going back to Hope because Hope is going to carry so much guilt. If Deacon gets stabbed, if Taylor gets killed, Hope is going to know that her lie made it possible. Hope gave Deacon the cover story. Hope enabled this affair, and Deke is going to blame her too. Deke is sitting there in the cabin, sweating bullets, asking if their dad is in danger, and Hope has to look him in the eye and admit that yes, their dad is in mortal danger, and it's partly her fault. So yeah, I am just typing and typing because my mind is racing. The pacing of this show right now is just insane. We have corporate espionage with Bill and Katie and Brooke and Ridge. We have teenage manipulation with Ivy and Electra and RJ and Will. We have baby drama with Daphne and Carter. And we have a literal slasher movie happening at the Cliff House. It is too much. It is so clunky and messy and beautiful, and I cannot look away. I just hope Friday gets here fast because I need to see the fallout. I need to see what Sheila does with that knife. I need to see if Taylor survives. I need to see if Deacon can talk his way out of this because Deacon is a smooth talker, but I don't think you can sweet talk your way out of a butcher knife to the chest. Anyway, guys, I am going to try and get some sleep. My fingers are literally numb from typing all of this out, but I had to share my raw, unfiltered thoughts with you all because nobody else understands this obsession quite like you guys do. Let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen. Do you think Sheila will actually stab Taylor? Do you think Deacon will save her? Do you think Hope is going to get dragged into the mud? And do you think Electra will ever find out the truth about Ivy? So much to think about, so much to process, but that is why we love The Bold and the Beautiful. It never ever disappoints when it comes to the crazy. All right, I am logging off. Talk to you all soon. Stay safe.